Have you ever said to yourself, I'm just not good with money? Or you feel like managing your money shouldn't be this hard, especially given your high income? Well, you're in luck because today I'm going to be talking about how to move past the shame that comes with managing your money and move on the other side of transformation so that you can feel more confident. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shashika Ma'at. I'm a financial coach and the founder of Jama Wealth Financial. I help you keep more cash in your pocket so you can position it to wealth and achieve a life of freedom and ease. So let's talk about first, what does shame look like as you are managing your money? One of the common things is avoiding looking at your bank account. And a lot of this is through not wanting to face the fact of what's actually happening with your money. So somewhere in your mind, you're believing that the way that you are managing your finances or how your money is coming in and out, that you are somehow bad with money. And so that fear can manifest in ways of you leaning more into the avoidance and not having true clarity as to what's happening with your money. Another way that shame can show up in your finances is you having guilt about how you're spending your money, especially if you bring in a significant amount of income and you have this thought of, I should be doing better with my money. I should know better. Or the buyer's remorse where you've bought something and then later on regret having bought the thing that you bought, right? Another way that shame can manifest is you believing that you should be further ahead than where you are right now. And so a lot of those internal feelings are keeping you stuck because you're in the cycle of, okay, I don't want anyone to know what's going on with my finances. So you don't reach out for help. You're trying to go through and learn how to do this on your own. And part of the problem is that because you lack the clarity, because you lack the understanding and the strategy of how to move forward, you're staying in this cycle and it's ultimately keeping you stuck where you are. So what I want to help you understand is that you don't have to hold on to that shame. Part of releasing the shame is getting clarity with what's happening with your finances. Because here's the thing, while you're watching the YouTube video or listening to the podcast or reading books, while those things may give you information, information is not what's going to create the transformation for you. You see, transformation comes when you unlock the root cause of what's really happening with you, your spending habits, and how you interact with money. Essentially, what is your relationship with money? What are all the underlying beliefs and internal thoughts that is impacting how you show up with your money. See, going through a book, books are sharing general information. Even with what I'm sharing with you, this is information that I've gathered from clients that I've worked with, but is not specific to your financial situation. So while you may be able to get certain nuggets and pieces of information, it is not particular to you. So yes, educating yourself, getting the information, doing all the things to improve your knowledge base is helpful. But if you've done those things and you find that you're still stuck and not able to move forward, that's the moment when you need to think about getting outside help. There's someone to really help you look at your unique situation and come up with a plan to help you move forward with your finances. And so I want to address this point because being on a wealth journey and making six figures, a lot of times we had this energy of, I should have this all figured out. Like, I'm successful, I'm very capable, I know how to do things. You want to move forward, but at the same time, you have this feeling of you should have it all figured out. And I know I was on that same journey. I was thinking that I needed to have it all figured out, but it wasn't until I got outside resources. I actually sought out a certified financial planner to really have an outside look at what was going on with my finances, to see any holes or spots that I may not have been aware of. And that help was tremendously helpful for me because now it allowed me to have a full picture of different avenues of what I may have been inadvertently missing from my overall picture to help me see true financial progress, right? And so for you, as you're going through and looking at your finances and you're trying to find that help, I want you to understand that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to get resources for the things where you may not be as strong in. Not everybody is strong in the financial matters. And one of my jobs is to help you really uncover how to align your finances with the vision and values that you want for your life, because that is also a key piece that I'm finding is missing, is that there's this lack of gap of what's actually happening right now with what you're doing versus where you truly want to be with your finances. And the way for you to bridge that gap is to really get clarity on your current circumstances and creating that roadmap to where you want to be. And one of the key things too is like when you stay within that shame for so long, it will actually perpetuate the cycle and digging you deeper into a hole. You know, in some instances, you may become paralyzed with your finances and be in a frozen state where you're like, okay, I don't know what I need to do, so I'm just going to not do anything. And that in itself is detrimental and could take you several steps back because now you've decided not to take action. You're just kind of staying stuck in that cycle. And a key piece too that I want to highlight is even in that space, you may be feeling like the solution to your problem is, okay, I just need to make more income. I just need to get that next job. I need to get that promotion, that raise, and that's going to help me. But the problem with that is more income without a strategy is just going to lead to more stress, right? Because what got you into the situation is not going to get you out of it. So while yes, you were able to get the increased income, you were able to establish a foundation where you're able to pay your bills, but now you're stuck in a place where yes, you're able to pay your bills, but now you have debt and it seems to be this constant cycle and you're not seeing that forward momentum. And that lack of forward momentum is the lack of strategy, the lack of clarity, the lack of vision for what you want to actually do with your money when it comes in. Because I want to make this clear that more income does not provide you with freedom and ease. That's the biggest lie that, we believe. I know for myself, I believed it. I thought once I made 6 figures, I was going to be set, like everything would be good. But the thing is, as I made more money, guess what? It just meant that my lifestyle increased even more. Why? Because I did not have the clarity of what was happening with my finances. I did not have a plan or strategy of once I actually got that income, what I wanted it to do for me. And so it really involves having that shift in mindset of what is it that you actually want to do with your finances? What does financial freedom and ease actually look like for you? Because it isn't until you get to that point where you define your destination and define the life that you actually want, it is only then that you can be able to create a strategy that's going to move you in that direction and create that freedom now, not in some distant future, not when you retire, but to create that freedom now while you're building for your future. I want you to think for a second and really let's step into this zone of what does your future look like? When you think about your life, when you think about the future of freedom and ease, what does that life actually look like for you? How does it feel? What does your daily life look like? Because that's the energy, right? I talk about her energy, stepping into that energy, honoring your vision and values. You have to understand what your vision and your values are and honoring those and your boundaries, right? We want to embody the confidence of the woman who already has it. So that woman who has financial freedom and ease, what is she doing right now? What are her habits and behaviors that is allowing her to move with ease, right? And then are rising unapologetically so that you are not regretting you moving to that next level, you improving your life, right? Because a lot, especially as high achieving women, we want to take care of everyone else, right? We want to do all the things that we know that we can take care of our family, take care of make sure things are good. But at the end of the day, part of that rising unapologetically is doing what's best for you. That's going to allow you to show up as your best self so that you have a full cup that you'll be able to support and help those as needed without sacrificing your goals and your life. That is the key piece, right? When you step into her energy, you are honoring your vision and values. That is the key part, and your boundaries, right? That's why it's very important for you to have a very clear distinction of what your life will actually look like for you. And that when you can show up fully for yourself, it will have a ripple effect in all the different areas for your life, your family, your work, and all the things that you touch. But it first starts with you embodying the energy of the woman that you want to be and what life you desire and aligning your finances to that. So I want you to understand that there is a way for you to move forward and get out of this frame of having the shame and feeling stuck as where you are. And part of that is getting clarity. So if you click the link in the description, I have my financial clarity guide, and that is a guide with a 4-step process checklist that's going to help you get clear on what's happening with your finances right now, understand what's keeping you blocked and why you're not moving forward, so that you can free up a lot of your cash flow and start positioning it to build wealth for you. So if this video resonated with you and you are ready to take action and move forward to make progress and transformation with your finances, I invite you to click the link below and book a call, and let's chat about how coaching can help you transform your finances and move towards more freedom. And let me know in the comments, what did you take away from this video? Remember to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can be notified when I post new videos like this. And until my next video, here's to your financial freedom.